Hello and a very warm welcome to today's video. If you are struggling to track your metrics, KPIs, campaigns, anything to do with your either Google ads, Facebook ads, or any kind of ads you are running, then this is the video which you want to be watching, because I'm going to show you a way to track your metrics effortlessly, easily, without any expensive apps or software. And the best of all, it's a Google product which we are going to use, which is Google Sheets. And of course, it is for free. So before I get started, I just want to make sure that everything is working fine. And if you are receiving it okay, you can hear me and see me, I'd appreciate if you just put in a quick yes in the description box. That'll be much appreciated. Secondly, it has been quite a while going live. I've restarted this about after 4 weeks, 5 weeks now, because I've been on the travels to various countries. If you are new here, the way these sessions go is I'll cover today's topic, show you what I'm going to talk about today, which is the tracker sheet. And any questions you may have about Google Ads or online digital marketing, please put them in the comments or the descriptions, and I'll refer to them towards the end of this session. I can see Mike, Adam. Look, thank you guys for putting the message up and for being here. Okay, so let's get started. Most advertisers, business owners, professionals, marketers, the biggest problem they have is how to track what was happening a few days, few weeks ago, and what's happening right now, and how you can use the data to make data driven decisions and not by your gut feeling. And what I mean by that is we look at the dashboard in Google Ads and see whether it is either going up or going down. But you don't take the historic data as to what was happening a few weeks ago. You look at the data, which is a very narrow data set. You want to look at the overall picture. You need a bird's eye view. There are other uh, dashboards and tracking apps as well, where you can which you can use to get this information. And something like Google Data Studio works really well, and we use it. We have used it in the past, but now we are switching over uh, to what you are seeing on the screen, because it's first of all very easy. Our clients love it, and also our Google Ads specialist, when they're working on the account, they can quickly assess the whole account very quickly and make decisions. All right, so let's jump right in and see what we have got here. So we got these various columns. Look at the first one. I'm going to enlarge this a bit more so you can see it properly. All right. So this is column A. We have got these various metrics: cost, impressions, clicks, click-through rate, conversion value. Let me get rid of this. Where are we? Conversion value, conversions, conversion rate, cost per conversion, ROAS. Whatever metrics are important for you and your business, you put them up over here like this, right? Fairly straightforward. Usually what you want to do is to replicate the columns or the dashboard from your Google Ads over here. So the columns which you see in Google Ads on a daily basis, you put them over here. Obviously, you can see the data over there as well, but we're going to look over here in a different manner and a different way to give you that analysis of your account. Okay. Then we have column B, which is our goal metric or your targets. What are you shooting for? What are you aiming for? What you want to achieve, and so on, right? Let's say your daily budget is £50 or dollars or whichever currency you're working in. Impressions, if you have been running Google Ads, you go back to last 30 days, 60 or 90 days. Ideally, you want to do 90 because then you got a bigger data set and the average will be more accurate compared to a 30-day period because you might have ramped up your campaigns for any special occasion like Christmas or Black Friday or anything like that. So 90-day or even longer if you got last 6 months, go last 6 months, take out your average per month or per day. This is your daily metric, right? So you want 12,500 impressions, clicks, click-through rate, and put in all these metrics, right? So that's what we are shooting for now, especially these last 3 or 4. Conversions, conversion rate, cost per conversion, or ROAS, whichever ones you are working out of these two, you put them over here. This works really handy because we know that on average we are getting 6 conversions at a 4% conversion rate, CPA at 5.86, and a ROAS of minimum is 300. Then what you do is you enter the data every day religiously without fail, and you'll start to see how the account is performing. If this number is below that metric, in this case, it's going to be red. Whereas in here, the cost is below, which is fine. But if it has gone over, it's going to go in red. So this will go from dark green to dark red. Anywhere where we have got this lighter shade of that color, that means it's there or thereabouts. We don't need to freak out. But it's kind of like okay, because spent 54, our goal was 50, which is fine. But if this was 500, then yes, absolutely. And this will happen every now and then, where I'm not saying Google is going to spend 10 times more. It will spend double or more than what you budgeted. So you can see what's happening. And at the end of this, these columns, we have an average column as well. So we know that, okay, we are within our metrics. So you can see over here, we got all. So what we want to do is to have all these cells or boxes as many as in green or light green. So again, over here, it is 47, which is very light shade of green. These are red because that's under. So then you need to decide which one should be green or red. So if our cost or the budget, daily budget, is below our goal, that should be a green. This is going to be 12,500 we want every day. If it is below that, it is a red. So in this case, in here, it went to 16,000. It's gone green, 17,000, 22, and so on, right? Clicks, again, if it goes under this, it's going to be red. If it goes over those clicks, we got more clicks, so more bang for our buck because we haven't spent more. So that means our CPC must have been quite low. I mean, I forgot to add CPC over here. You can quite easily put in the column or the cell or the row for CPC as well. So that means we are getting more clicks. In fact, if we just look at it over here we've got 99 clicks for it's spent less, obviously. But over here for 47, we've got 182. And for 55, we've got 225 and so on. So you can see, and you can work out your cost per click from here as well, or put in the new row for CPC. Click-through rate, again, if it goes higher than 1.14, which is our goal or the average across the last few months or the date range you are targeting, 132 all in green, 121 green. But if it dips down under 1.14, these are all going to be in red. Conversion value, we want our average conversion goal or the value for 150. That's low, that's red, high in green, and you get the gist. All of these will work like that. If I were to start entering the data, so let's say I put in 75. That's gone red. Let's say I put in 15,000 clicks. Let's say 160 because we've spent more money and so on. You can see it's going to automatically change the color in the cells. Conversion value 200. So as we keep entering these data, average at the end of the month is going to change. Right? And let's say 310%. All right. I'll go to the end over here. We got the total columns as well, so it can give us a total for the ones which we need. So we can look at the total average, or not the average, total amount, which is our cost. So we spent 416 so far in this month, right? And your monthly budget, 50 times 30 days or 31 days, £1,500. 415 is fine. So our average across so many days is 46. That's green. Impressions, clicks, and so on. And this is how easy it is to keep track. Now, if you are running Facebook ads, you can do the same thing. All you do is you go down over here, put in your Facebook header like this, Facebook ads, and then you can put in impressions or start with cost, impressions, clicks, and so on, right? Conversions. And then you can do the same thing for Facebook. And very easily and quickly, I'll scroll out. You'll be able to see all your data in one place. Or even if you're running Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, whichever ads you are running, you can see the metric on a daily basis. And if those metrics are pretty much the same, then you can total them up at the bottom as well. And on a daily basis over here, the average, and you will never go wrong. The way this helps us, this is in two ways. One, the clients love it. They can see, yes, we are working on it, we are updating, and we can see what's happening. And secondly, our specialists working on the account can quickly analyze the problem. So let's have a look at this data set where we could improve the performance of the campaigns or the account. Cost, okay, it's fine for what we are seeing as long as our ROAS, if we were to work on the ROAS and it is giving us a higher return on ad spend, then there's an opportunity to scale this. So what we want to do is to bump this up to, I'm just putting up a number. We will speak to the client and say, hey, you are getting a 439% ROAS instead of 300. Can you cope up with more sales or orders? Because as long as it's a e-commerce store, or if it's a lead gen or a service-based business, do you want more leads? As simple as that. And as long as the client says yes, scale the campaign, you'll be happy, they'll be happy, because now they're growing their business, they're getting more sales, more leads. And this is what we do then, is we change the goals. on an ongoing basis. Or what you could do is you can keep that at 50 for the time being, and then at the end of the month, once you've got all the data, then to plan ahead for the next month, you can very easily and quickly tell your clients, look, this is the performance of the last 30 days. I think we ought to increase the budget, as long as you can cope with the increased sales or leads, and you want to grow. Some clients are happy where they are. They don't want to grow. They don't want to spend more money, which is a different conversation. So now you can give them a reason in a very scientific and data driven way, because there is no way they can argue with you, because this is in black and white or green and red, right? And then all you would do is you create a duplicate of this sheet, go into April or March or whichever is the next month. And then what we would do is we duplicate this. Um, we'll just call this April 2022. Oh, I don't think you can see this. Hold on, let me take this up a bit. There you go. So all you do is you'll go in here, duplicate this, make it into a new one, and then you go into the next one, and you'll say, okay, let's go a bit more aggressive this month. We want to spend 100 per day, and we want to increase our ROAS to that much, and let's try and make it 4.5, and this will increase accordingly, because if you have got more budgets, if you doubled up your budget and keeping everything consistent, then ideally you will get double the conversion. So this is how you're going to grow your clients account, and every month on month you can do this. And then looking back a few months, when you are in August, September, you can go back over here very quickly, what was happening in March or April or June, and now you can actually showcase this to your client. Look, you were here and we are up there now. That's the difference of your um, services. That's the expertise, the skill set you have got to scale anybody's business using Google Ads or any kind of ads which you are running for your clients. So tracking and making your clients understand the data is critical. Most clients don't understand. All they look is the bank account and the bank balance, how much they're spending, how much they're getting. But this is where you can potentially explain to them very easily and in simple language why they need to increase or scale the campaigns or carry on the way we are. Because if it is not giving us the ROAS, we're not going to scale. Then we need to look at, you know what, we are getting some really good conversions and conversion rate is good, but our average order value is not good. Could that be um, an opportunity for upselling something or cross selling? Or our click through rate is good, but our conversion rate is not very good. We need to optimize the landing pages with a different offer or different headline, images, and so on. So, very easily and quickly, you'll be able to see what's happening, and you will improve the results for your clients and obviously for yourself. So, hope you liked what you've seen. I don't have the link to this sheet. If somebody wants it, you can just create a Google sheet, and it's fairly straightforward to create a what we call a heat map in here. Okay, so if you got any questions, then now's your chance to put them through, and I'll try my best to answer them for you. I'm going to bring up the questions on the screen. If you give me a moment. Okay. Um, Hi, Mike. Okay, good. All good here. Hello back to you, Adam. All right. What has been your experience with maximize conversion value? Rory, it's 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 good. We don't have any problems with that whatsoever. So now the maximize conversions has got two ways you can control it. One is through target ROAS, and one is through uh, conversion, target CPA and target ROAS. So if you're lead gen, you want to go after the target CPA, you do set up the target CPA. If you are e-com, you want to work on ROAS, then you go on maximize conversion value. So it's fine. It works. What I think trying to understand your question is, are you not able to scale it, or you're not getting the ROAS which you are shooting for? Um, if you haven't got enough data in the account or the campaigns, I would leave it open. Don't put a ceiling to it. Don't put a $10 CPA or a 300% ROAS to it, right? Leave it open, get 30, 40, 50 conversions in that campaign. Then you will work out that average and you will know the average. Then put the target ROAS or the target CPA, and it will then scale, and then slowly keep scaling. And now what I've shown you, the dashboard, you can quite easily uh, track it, see where you were a week ago, where you are right now, and then each day you measure it. Because I don't know of anyone who does it like this. Very few marketeers, advertisers, and business owners are doing this. So I would highly recommend that you do that. Okay. Hi, I mean, why courses are so expensive? Well, I wouldn't say it's expensive. I would say the value you get from, and we sell coaching and not courses now. Our focus is with coaching. You get the courses and the video tutorials along with it, but you also get live coaching calls um, multiple times a week. So it's entirely up to you how you look at it and whether you see the value in it or not. There's no way that it's for everybody and everybody can afford them, but I can pretty much say to you that whatever you invest in my coaching, you are going to get back 10 times more, 100 times more over the next few months. You will not make mistakes. You will not waste money on ads. And the savings you will make just by not running the campaigns the wrong way will pay for the coaching by itself. So, but you're more than welcome to come here on our YouTube channel. We've got over 1,200 videos, all for free. So, yeah, hope that answers your question. Okay, all metrics are leaning towards max conversion value outperforming our eCPC, but slightly worried that the CPC is so much higher. Okay, so what I would do in that case is test a different max conversion value. So if you are running a ROAS at 300%, copy that campaign, run it at 200, then copy that same campaign, run it at 350 or 400, and see what happens. Um, so all metrics are leaning towards max conversion value outperforming our eCPC. Yeah, so if they're outperforming, then that's fine. But you can test it at different target ROAS or target CPA. But in your case, it's ROAS, obviously. and see which one is giving you the best performance and the scalability, because sometimes you can't scale it. Even though you give it more budget, Google just cannot go out and get more uh, traffic for you. So the best would be to just try to um, test it with different campaigns with different conversion value. Thank you, Mike. I'm glad that is useful for you. Okay. Can you please share standard industry CTR numbers for different channels? No, I can't, because there is no such thing as standard industry CTR numbers for different channels. Are you talking about organic video click through rates or the paid ones? So if it's for the organic YouTube channel, which I believe you are, I would aim for a minimum of 3% CTR. If you're not getting that, what you want to do is change the thumbnail, test different designs, different photo, different graphics, and so on, and try to improve it and see what happens. But with regards to paid ads, no, every campaign is different, because the brand campaign is going to get a higher CTR than a non-branded campaign. A campaign which is for emergency dentist, emergency plumber, emergency locksmith, they're going to get a very high CTR. So there is no such thing as a industry standard CTR. Um, okay. Yeah, very interesting questions. Keep them coming through. Salaam alaikum, walaikum salam. That means greetings in Urdu and Arabic. Which one is the best approach? Campaign without goal or with goal? Um, it's just a guideline. Google will. It's not the end all and be all that. Oh, you got to have a goal. It's there. You can set it up. We used to run all the campaigns without any goals, but now just to help that algorithm a bit more, and because the machine learning is, you know, getting more powerful and better by the day, I would recommend that you use these goals. So just use the goal. And it's there. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't make a huge difference as to which goal you choose. But when you set up your conversion goals or the conversion tracking, that's where you need to be a bit more careful now, because we have got some really good options and categories for our goals. A lead or a form submit um, is of a lower value compared to somebody booking an appointment with you, right? So if somebody has watched your webinar, they're an opt-in, so they're a lead. So it's a form submit. Whereas somebody booked an appointment with your calendar, that is a higher lead value. So then that's where you need to be a bit careful, because then you can optimize for those conversion actions, right? Okay. Setting the lower ROAS will make the CPCs lower. Um, Not necessarily, Rory. What you want to focus on is your ROAS. Forget the CPCs. I rather have a higher CPC and a higher ROAS than a lower CPC and a lower ROAS. So don't worry too much about the CPCs. I know we want to keep an eye on CPCs and CPMs and all these other metrics, but in your case, I would focus just on one single metric, which is the ROAS. And the rest, CTRs, impressions, and all that, yes, they are important, but they are not as important as your ROAS number. So which one would you rather have? Low CPC or lower ROAS, or high CPC and higher ROAS? Because with the high CPC, that means you're getting better quality traffic. Google is sending you better quality traffic. That means your conversion rate will be higher on those. And if that conversion rate is higher, I don't care what the CPC is, because it will always improve my campaign and it's going to give me better results. Hi, Adam. When setting up a PMAX campaign, is it best practice to have a single audience for each asset group? Great question. It's all very new for all of us. Performance Max is taking over Google Ads in a nutshell, right? It eats up every other campaign's conversions. The attribution of the conversions just go to PMAX, and from what we see, the results are greater and better in Performance Max as well. I would so the way we do this is our traditional way of setting up a video or a GDN campaign is 111. One campaign, one ad group, one audience or keywords, right? Or set of keywords. You can do the same thing over here. You just have one asset group or with an audience in there or segment of that audience, and then have multiple ones. The problem with that was because we couldn't do this in editor. It used to be, still is, very time consuming, but we have to do the work, whether it is time consuming or not. We want to do the best for our clients. Luckily for us now, the editor has been updated with the Performance Max. I have not used it personally. I will be starting to use it from next week, and I think in the next few live streams, I'm going to show you how to set up a Performance Max campaign via the Google Ads editor. So that will be interesting to see how they have tweaked or allowed us to use Performance Max in the editor, because you've got the text ads, display ads, or the images, as well as the video in the same ad. I believe it will just have the different fields. I haven't even looked at it yet. So what I can think of is you've got your headlines, the descriptions, then the videos, and then the images and the logos. So it looks and seems to be interesting. I spoke to a colleague of mine, and they're starting to use it, and they said that it's a little bit buggy at the moment, but it's just a case of getting your head around as to how it will help us create the campaigns. Okay, so yeah, I think these are all the questions. Da, da, da. All right. So if you want to learn a bit more, you are more than welcome to join our free Facebook group. It's growing quite nicely. We're building up a community of like-minded professionals and marketeers. So here's the URL on your screen. Okay, so I think I haven't missed anybody else. All the questions have been answered. So thank you so much for being here and for your questions. I'll be back here again on Tuesday at our normal time of 3 p.m. UK time. So till then, have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.